Welcome back, my fellow agents. It is I, X7, the dynamic descriptor of dinosaurs, and also the host of Xenorama, the podcast of heroes and monsters. Today, we're going to go on a prehistoric journey. See? It says so right there, prehistoric journey. Right there with the Thalassemedon looking right at it. This was very difficult to take a picture of as well because it's a gigantic aquatic reptile, one of the Allosaurus. And as we all know, I love me some Allosaurus. This was the same journey, same day that we took the original journey to see the Teen Rex movie that I reviewed back on Tuesday, Wednesday, one of those 2 days. So we're going to talk about it today. I was still with my same fellow journeyman. Well, my friend that went with me. But this is the back in the early 1970s, in fact 1970, according to my sainted mother. The museum was a little different. They remodeled it quite a bit, and this prehistoric journey is a whole new. It's 2 floors, and it's great. It's got a lot of the same skeletons, pardon me, among many other things. So it's and new stuff as well. I've been here before in 2009 and 2018. It's not quite been 9 years, and I'd like to get here more often just because it's pretty great. But let's start going on to here. Here's a prehistoric fish, which is gigantic. It's one of the most famous ones, and I always get the name wrong. It's Dunkleostis or Dunkleos something. You can actually see it in an episode of Moby Dick or something that looks remarkably like it. All one tooth, this jaw here. Very impressive. So the prehistoric journey starts from in the Devonian period and goes clean to the mammals, but I didn't take a lot of pictures of them because they didn't have a smilodon. And here we go. We've got amphibians here, and there's bunches of them. Some tracks and everything. There you go, Frog. Special Agent Frog loves her amphibians. And these were, well, the scorpion, like arthropods, which sea scorpions were gigantic too. And so there's that, and then we'll go next to, there's a Dimetrodon, and this is, I believe, a skeleton of an Eriops. And I'm sorry, Frog, but that Eriops is about to lose that battle. The Dimetrodon was a synapsid, which is closer related to dogs and mammals than it is to dinosaurs. And if I'm wrong, please correct me. I don't mind. So here are some more amphibians here at the Permian extinction. And these are Diplocaulus, which very interesting looking amphibian. Still in relation to frog. Look at all this right here. It's a lot of fossils. So I don't know much about prehistoric amphibians, just that they're kind of cool looking, but they're not dinosaurs. So here's the overlook. As you're on the first floor, you're on the second floor because you go in on the second floor. And you get this sign here. And the mighty dinosaurs. So let's see what that looks like. So we'll go through this later on. And obviously there was somebody down there enjoying herself. But these are not dinosaurs. That's a turtle. And that's a fish. But we'll get to them. And then, of course, my beloved pterosaurs, Pteranodons even. All right. Next we have, what a great sign this is. Is there any better sign in the world that you could possibly even think of? To the dinosaurs. And, I don't know why people have to be told things like that. But all right. Uh-oh. What do we have here? Look at that. Although these are called Stygimolochs, as if they were a separate species. They were called this back in 2018, which was a thing that they were thought to be separate species, much like Dracorex. Now they're thought to be juvenile versions of the Pachycephalosaurus. And here is a Triceratops skull with a turtle crawling around in it. The light changed in this. I mean, these are all paintings, but these are full-size models. So as you can see, they did a great job here with the Packies. There you go, Lilith. Don't worry, there's going to be more. Look! Bony-headed Dinosaurs. Digimoloch Packy Spinifer.
We got the bony crown.
Bony crown there. So, and there's leaves. Oh, just, yeah. The lights did not do me any favors for my photography. And, oh, once again.
And the hardest head around. Pachycephalosaurus.
Thank you, Howdy Tunes. Really appreciate you writing a song about Pachycephalosaurus just as much as I am very grateful to Higgin-Toot and his charge. All right, and here we have Compsognathus with a little one. I'm assuming it's supposed to be there. You can see the background. Lovely paintings. Couldn't get everything in. And there's the latest word on Stegosaurus, the state fossil of Colorado. This is their real brain. They often are called walnut brains, but that's just a misnomer. Near Canyon City. So, in 1992, not too long ago. I do like that Stegosaurs are not nearly as dumb as people have often said. Sorry, George. You're just going to have to admit you're smarter than you really are. Here's our Allosaurus fragilis taking on the Stegosaurus stenops with little Stegosaurus. I'm sure they're probably not going rough at this point in time, but he's about to get hooked by the Thagomizer there. I don't know who's got the Allosaurus as their state dinosaur, but it's pretty darn impressive. And that's a Quetzalcoatlus, although the neck seems awfully short. I don't even know what most of these are. Archaeopteryx, not a bird. Although, see, some of this probably does need to be updated. Indisputable bird fossil. See, Archaeopteryx is now known as a raptor. So it's closer to this than it is to this. Where's my Pteranodon? People suck. I think they do need to do some updating here. Yeah, the Quetzalcoatlus was featured in the Teen Rex movie. And here we have an Ankylosaurus, a Gargoylosaurus parcanorum. That's for Garrett there. And he's standing right now under a sauropod with an Apatosaurus, and that's not the place where I'd like to be standing. They're just that big. So this is the gigantic Apatosaurus skeleton. And I could not get the whole thing in the picture. I tried several times, and it went like 4 feet the other direction on my screen. It's that big. It's interesting when, I know how big dinosaurs are, but when you see them in real life, or this a full-size cast or skeleton, fossil, it's huge, and it weighed 40 or 50 tons. I mean, they're just that gigantic. So here, this T-Rex cast of a skull has been there as long as I've been going to that museum. It was the featured, it was out front there. We've got an Edmontosaurus or Trachodon. Oh, look, what is that? I think we need the song again. There's a lot of those Packies around, and no toys of it were there. The Apatosaurus skull. So look at the difference in sizes here. This is that's an Allosaurus arm because there's 3 claws, and a Thagomizer. Come on. And here's you could stand next to this and see how tall you were if you wanted to feel insignificant. Except unless everyone's taller than the Compsognathus. But the T-Rex, and that's either the Apatosaurus or it's a Brachiosaurus. And here's a Triceratops horridus skull, not a Torosaurus. Sorry, they don't exist. Which is just lovely. It's a little smaller than the one I believe that used to be a boulder. And there's a little baby Edmontosaurus, I believe. There's the mom. The little baby can go rough. It's not being menaced by Allosaurus. And these are a bunch of little, I thought they had their names in here, but I don't. There's the baby Stegosaurus. It's right next to that. I'm sure they're going to pick on the remains of whatever the Allosaurus gets. And here is where you can find dinosaurs in Denver. It's here. There's Dinosaur National Monument in Utah. I did not get, should have known that, but Dinosaur Ridge I've been to. Western Kansas obviously was an ocean, so pterosaurs, elasmosaurs, and mosasaurs, or plesiosaurs, pardon me. Not been down to this part of the world. Ghost Ranch, those are Coelophysis. Garden Park. There's places I still need to go. Look at all these things here. Dinosaur Hill. Well, I know how I missed that. So there's lots of stuff in Colorado or nearby just to go see. Although these are all about 6 hours from fossil bed, and that's all right. And this is the Dinosaur Bone Bar, which I was kind of surprised that they don't have any coprolites in here, but they have other things. There's an egg opening. There's an egg. It said touch gently. They're solid rock. Well, obviously they're fossilized, but you don't want people manhandling your stuff. So here we've got an Archelon, I believe, the prehistoric turtle. It was featured in the 1966 movie 1 million years BC, about 10 times that size because it dwarfed the humans. I think the biggest they have on record is about 10 or 12 feet. Pretty impressive for a turtle, though. Turtle. Looks like it could fly like Gamera, but no atomic jets. And here is, I thought this was a Pteranodon, but perhaps it's just a Quetzalcoatlus. It looks really small. I mean, those are just gigantic. It's a nice looking bird. It's not my beloved Turu from Johnny Quest, Turu the Terrible. Obviously a mutant because it has teeth. And it's also strong enough to carry people. Now we get into the aquatic reptiles, except for this fish here, which that might be a fish as well. But this is a Mosasaurus, not a Tylosaurus. Those are found on the eastern border of Colorado, where it turns into Kansas, where the ocean was. There's an Ichthyosaurus, and you can see the image of a couple of guys that wouldn't get out of frame. And there's the tail, which they found accidentally. So we all know about Mary Anning. And this I just liked. These next couple of slides I just like because I think that would be a good thing to call people. They wouldn't know what it was, an entelodont. I probably wouldn't use carnivorous pig-like, but you could call them a dinohyus. They'd never know. They'd probably think, because dino means terrible, right? And these entelodonts were very big. Think of it. It kind of looks like a giant warthog. And then this is where they're preparing the fossils. And a Brontosaurus, and then another good insult, a tube-headed duckbill. Although that might get you in more trouble than calling someone an entelodont. This is from southern Utah, and it's from Wyoming. So let's see here. This next picture, there is a nice cast of it. I'm assuming that's a Allosaurus skull. It didn't really say. Oh, anybody want to drive a car on Mars? I thought I had that. No, go back. We're not done yet. Well, I thought I had a picture in there. There was a Parasaurolophus in here, right there. But I thought I had a picture of it. It's tiny, but I must have taken it out. Well, I went through that pretty quick. Well, not too quick. So that's good. I think that's a good amount of time. So my fellow agents, that is the Denver Museum of Natural and Science, the Prehistoric Journey. This is not. This is in the space part, but I couldn't resist a Big Bang Theory call out to drive the car on Mars. But this is your humble agent who is, hope you've enjoyed that little tour of the Prehistoric Journey. I highly recommend it. The museum is wonderful. It helps that it's like an old friend of mine, just because I've been going there for years. But other than that, I mean, it's really a great museum. And if you're ever in fossil bed, look me up. Be happy to meet you down in Denver. And until our next adventure, this is X7 signing off.